all mankind, being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possessions. The discipline of desire is the background of character. No man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. The end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom, for in all the states of created beings capable of law, where there is no law, there is no freedom. Every man has a property in his own person. This nobody has a right to but himself. We are like chameleons. We take our hue and the color of our moral character from those who are around us. A sound mind and a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state in this world. He that has these two has little more to wish for, and he that wants either of them will be little the better for anything else. Parents wonder why the streams are bitter when they themselves have poisoned the fountain. Government has no other end but the preservation of property. Education begins the gentleman, but reading, good company, and reflection must finish him. The improvement of understanding is for two ends. First, our own increase of knowledge. Secondly, to enable us to deliver that knowledge to others. To love our neighbor as ourselves is such a truth for regulating human society that by that alone one might determine all the cases in social morality. Our incomes are like our shoes. If too small, they gall and pinch us, but if too large, they cause us to stumble and to trip. The only fence against the world is a thorough knowledge of it. New opinions are always suspected and usually opposed, without any other reason but because they are not already common. As people are walking all the time in the same spot, a path appears. Where there is no property, there is no injustice. I have always thought the actions of men the best, interpreters of their thoughts. An excellent man, like precious metal, is in every way invariable. A villain, like the beams of a balance, is always varying, upwards and downwards. All men are liable to error, and most men are, in many points, by passion or interest, under temptation to it. Reading furnishes the mind only with materials of knowledge. It is thinking that makes what we read ours. To prejudge other men's notions before we have looked into them is not to show their darkness, but to put out our own eyes. Fashion, for the most part, is nothing but the ostentation of riches. Where all is but dream, reasoning and arguments are of no use, truth and knowledge nothing. Things of this world are in so constant a flux that nothing remains long in the same state. Fortitude is the guard and support of the other virtues. The reason why men enter into society is the preservation of their property. It is one thing to show a man that he is in an error, and another to put him in possession of the truth. There cannot be greater rudeness than to interrupt another in the current of his discourse. I attribute the little I know to my not having been ashamed to ask for information, and to my rule of conversing with all descriptions of men on those topics that form their own peculiar professions and pursuits. There is frequently more to be learned from the unexpected questions of a child than the discourses of men.